ஓகே. நம்ம நேற்று 10 கொஷின்ஸ் பார்த்துருந்தோம். இன்றைக்கி மீதி இருக்கதை கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாம். நம்ம வந்து ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் எதுவுமே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறது கிடையாது. நம்ம சிம்ப்ளி வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு ரீட் த கொஷின் அண்ட் ஆன்சர் அண்ட் ஆல்சோ த எக்ஸ்ப்ளனேஷனில் நமக்கு ஏதாவது இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இருந்தால் அதை மட்டும் தான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். Which of the following books is written by a woman? A Vindication of Rights of Women. It is written by Mary Wollstonecraft. Which of the following books by Jonathan Swift is a religious allegory? A Tale of a Tub. It is written by Jonathan Swift. Which of the following is a visionary work by William Blake? Songs of Innocence and Experience. இதில் மொத்தம் 26 poems இருக்குது. A few first copies were printed and illuminated by William Blake himself in 1789. Songs of Experience is a poetry collection of 26 poems. And the second part is Songs of Innocence and Experience. It was published in 1794. அடுத்தது 14th question. Pope's An Essay on Man is based on the ideas of Lord Bolingbroke. It's a philosophical poem. The Essay on Man என்றது, even though it is titled as essay, it's a poem written characteristically in heroic couplets and published between 1732 and 1734, written by Alexander Pope. The essay consists of 4 epistles addressed to Lord Bolingbroke and derived to some extent from someone Bolingbroke's own fragmentary philosophical writing. So நமக்கு இதில் தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டியது 4 epistles, 4 லெட்டர் இருக்குதுல, which addressed to Lord Bolingbroke. Essay on Manலேருந்து இந்த December 2026 கூட கொஷின் June 2026 கூட கொஷின் வந்துருந்துச்சு. Which of the following works by Johnson is an imitation of the 10th satire of Juvenal? Which of the following works by Johnson is an imitation of the 10th satire of Juvenal? The Vanity of Human Wishes, the 10th satire of Juvenal imitated, is a poem by English author Samuel Johnson, written in 1749. It was the first published work to include Johnson's name on the title page. Okay. So maybe the title ஓட இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குது. The 10th satire of Juvenal imitated. இது வந்து The Vanity of Human Wishes அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. It's a poem by Samuel Johnson. The final version of Wordsworth's The Prelude appeared in 1850. ப்ரிலூடுக்கு இன்னொரு டைட்டில் Growth of a Poet's Mind. It's an autobiographical poem in blank verse. William Wordsworth எழுதியிருக்கிறாரு. It is more philosophical. Recluse, which Wordsworth never finished. So Recluse அப்படின்றத வந்து அவர் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணவே இல்லை. The Prelude is an extremely personal and revealing work on the detail of Wordsworth's life. அடுத்த question. To suffer whose which hope thinks infinite is written by. Okay. Percy P.B. Shelley gives an inspirational quote talking about the value of love. To suffer whose which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night, to defy power. These lines occurred in Prometheus Unbound. Shelley எழுதின Prometheus Unboundல இந்த quotes வருதுன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. A thing of beauty is a joy forever occurs in Endymion. Endymion is a poem by John Keats, first published in 1818. It begins with the line, A thing of beauty is a joy forever. இதுவுமே ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸான லைன், நிறைய தடவை எக்ஸாமில் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. It is written in rhyming couplets in iambic pentameter. ஸோ கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகிக்க வேண்டாம். நம்ம இந்த ரைமிங் பேட்டர்ன் இதெல்லாமே பொறுமையாக பார்ப்போம். இப்போதைக்கு we are concentrating on PYQ. எடுத்தோன்னா நம்ம வந்து கான்செப்டுக்குள்ளே போகலை. PYQs எவ்வளோ தூரம் கவர் பண்ண முடியுதுன்னு பார்க்குறோம். அதில் நிறைய டேர்ம்ஸ்லாம் வருது. தெரியாத டேர்ம்ஸ் எதுவுமே நம்ம இன்டெப்த்தாக போகலை. பட் வில் சி ஒன் பை ஒன். அடுத்து which of the following novels is a satire on the Gothic novel? Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This is her first novel to be completed for publication, though she had previously made a start on A Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. So published another first one, Northanger Abbey. Most literary critics refer to Northanger Abbey as Jane Austen's Gothic parody because it satirizes the form and conventions of the Gothic novels that were popular during the time when Austen wrote this. Another question: who distinguished between the literature of knowledge and the literature of power? Thomas D. Quincy. So Thomas D. Quincy வந்து the literature of knowledge and the literature of power சொல்றாரு. It is first published in the North British Review in August 1848 as a part of a critical essay on Alexander Pope. So essay on Alexander Popeல இந்த differentiation அவர் கொடுக்குறாரு. Who among the following Victorian poets is the most sensitive to the conflict between the old and the new? Who among the following Victorian poets is the most sensitive to the conflict between the old and the new? Alfred Lord Tennyson was a poet laureate of Great Britain and Ireland during much of Queen Victoria's reign and remains one of the most popular British poets. So he was most sensitive to the conflict between the old and the new. Tennyson. Under the Greenwood Tree is written by Thomas Hardy. Under the Greenwood Tree, a rural painting of the Dutch school is a novel. Okay, அதோட ஃபுல் டைட்டில் பாருங்கள். A rural painting of the Dutch school is a novel by Thomas Hardy, published anonymously without the name இல்லாமல் பப்ளிஷ் ஆகிருக்கு 1872. It was Hardy's second published novel, the last to be printed without his name and the first of his great series of Wessex novel. ஸோ நமக்கு தெரியும்ல ஏற்கனவே தாமஸ் ஹார்டி இஸ் நோன் ஃபார் வெசெக்ஸ் நாவல். வெசெக்ஸ்ன்ற பிளேஸில் தான் அவரோட நாவல் செட்டிங்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ வெசெக்ஸ் நாவல்